first rule of being the hotel inspector is never assume you've seen it all. What is this place?
Thought I was coming to some gangbanging convention.
I'm Alex Polizzi and I'm an award-winning hotelier.
Hello!
But it's Britain's worst hotels that give me sleepless nights.
There's a stench in here.
I just check on the cesspit.
This place just depresses me. I've seen the bizarre.
I've got loo roll envy. That's never happened to me before.
The ridiculous.
Why would you have a poo-brown feature wall?
And the downright ugly.
Ah! This has to rank as one of the ugliest rooms I've ever seen.
I've brought countless hotels back from the brink. Hoteliers think they know what to expect from me. But I'm coming more prepared than ever.
This is my first attempt at covert ops.
No, I've had enough.
You've had enough. You have had enough.
Stick up for your business, for God's sake. Clearly what I need to do is maybe punch him once or twice in the face.
You can't be told.
Tell what?
Do you want to have an argument on the train?
No, we won't finish all the rooms, right?
How do you work out what your occupancy is?
I don't know how to do that.
For God's sake. So struggling with this.
This time, I'm at a stately pile.
It is a genuinely authentic country house experience.
Can I help it shake off a serious identity crisis?
I can't bear it.
It was like a cross between Downton Abbey and Fawlty Towers.
You don't know what to do.
And save its elderly owners from an uncertain future.
If I'm going to get decrepit, I need it to make money.
There does come a time to decide whether you piss or get off the pot. I'm in Cumbria, which is very well known for its natural beauty, but it is a very saturated accommodation market. You have to be very special to stand out here and to make sure you get your fair share of visitors.
I'm en route to Warwick Hall, an imposing country house hotel on the banks of the River Eden near Carlisle.
It is a genuinely authentic country house experience. And that's because we are genuinely authentic. Yeah, that's the four-legged doorbell,
Owned by 75-year-old retired IT entrepreneur Val Mariner.
Nick! Modern technology.
And husband Nick.
Graham, good morning.
The couple bought the hall as a grand family home 20 years ago to indulge Nick's passion for all things hunting, shooting and fishing.
That was not a good cast.
Nick gets up every day and chases something.
There's some chaps on the other side of the river doing something. Do you know what they're up to?
But having sunk all their capital into the estate and facing spiralling costs for the upkeep,
To maintain a house like this does cost a lot of money.
6 years ago, Val hit on the idea of making the house pay for itself by playing hostess to discerning guests.
Well, would you like tea or coffee?
Tea be lovely.
Tea. I'll be right back. If I met these people at a cocktail party, I'd be delighted.
Nick's attentions are focused squarely on managing the grounds.
The hotel is Val's patch. Everything outside of it's mine.
So looking after guests
Warwick Hall. I'm sorry, who are you?
is mostly Val's domain, aided by a small team of part-time helpers.
There's nothing more important than one's tea. Nick doesn't actually do much with the hotel business.
The sausages are ready.
He'll help because he has to. He's married. Nick, do you hear me?
What can I say? Val's the boss.
Well, that's true.
The country house hotel has become a bit of a misnomer in a way, in the same way as boutiques become a bit ubiquitous. You're never quite sure what you're actually going to get.
And with reviews focused as much on its eccentricities as its elegance,
What do you call the website they all make their comments on?
plus dismal occupancy rates, this country house hotel's only just breaking even.
This evening, for example, we only have one room booked. And why? I don't know.
So when most people are enjoying a quiet retirement, ensuring the hotel makes enough profit to keep the house going is taking its toll on Val.
When I was young and strong, I was happy to do it, but, you know, really, I'm not young and strong anymore.
And recent events have increased the urgency for Warwick Hall to turn a profit.
Typical old lady fall. I went flying and put my hands out, caught myself, pinned to my chaise longue for the entire winter. And that's when I realized just how much I do. The fall was a real wake-up call. If I'm going to get decrepit, I need it to make money.
Now Val's hoping I can give her blue-blooded business a much-needed shot in the arm.
Alex clearly knows what's what, and that's what I want to know too. Why aren't we full? What am I doing wrong?
It sounds a bit grander and a bit more exciting actually than my usual property. However, I'm struggling because on my usual booking website, it doesn't seem to appear at all. Oh, I think that must be it. I mean, this is an idyllic spot, but unless people can find it, they're not going to come here. Wow. Hi.
Hello. Welcome to Cumbria.
I'm Alex. You're Val.
I can tell you're Alex.
Hi, so
How are you?
nice
How
to
nice to
meet.
see you.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
What fun.
This is
Let's
amazing.
Thank you.
I mean, honestly,
It's a lovely house.
what I really felt when I arrived here was it is an enormous effort, just the upkeep. Just not
It is,
even,
yeah.
forget driving forward
Yeah,
the
yeah,
business, just
yeah.
keeping the house together. And
Well,
looking-
that's what the business does.
Yeah.
It's not, I'm not trying to make my fortune. I'm just trying to keep the house together. And the house is endlessly demanding, you know.
Is there a room that you've got earmarked for me?
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah. Shall I show you?
So if you don't mind,
Yeah.
and I'll do that first, and then I'll have a look round everywhere else.
Okay.
Yeah?
Be grand.
Okay.
Priced at £225 a night, for my stay, Val's booked me into what's known as the new
Okay,
room.
come on, Boots. Let's see what we're doing. Now, do come in.
Wow, that is a stunning view.
Oh, thank you.
Really beautiful. What kind of occupancy do you achieve here?
Probably about 20%, which is just not enough, you know. And basically, having put so much capital into getting everything done and everything's in order, and I spend a fortune on the upkeep and what have you, I would just like a little bit more return.
All right, my doll.
Okay.
I will have a look around if I may.
Thank you.
And then I'll come back and find you.
Indeed.
Okay,
All right.
thank you very much.
So, come on, Boots. Let's go. We'll leave you to settle in.
Thanks,
So-
darling.
Arriving here, I was struck by the colossal task it must be just keeping this place going, especially at Val's time of life. But first impressions are good.
Well, this is a pretty amazing room. Nice bed, 2 sets of pillows, white linen, a lot of lighting, which for me is really important. Chaise longue with a table and a light on it. There's binoculars by the window, so there's some nice touches. And this is very nice. Generous with the towels. There's cotton buds, there's a shower cap. It's really well thought out. You know, I'm excited about staying here, and I don't get to see that very often. I've yet to see any of the other rooms, but this is exactly what I would hope for on arrival at a pile like this. You'd hope to be shown into a room with this kind of grandeur.
I'm at Warwick Hall in Cumbria. My room certainly has the wow factor. But I need to see if everything else is up to the standard I'd expect of a grand country house hotel.
This is another sweet room. I mean, there's things I would change. I'm not mad keen about the sofa, for example, but it's kind of charmingly old-fashioned. And I love the wallpaper. This feels like it's more B&B to me. Upmarket B&B, you know, without a doubt. But I don't know what it is. Maybe it's not quite sharp enough.
It's always better to under-promise and over-deliver.
Ooh.
Calling yourself a hotel gives guests certain expectations. I think this could be part of the problem.
Significantly different again, I would say. I don't think Val really knows who she's going to try and appeal to, because it is quite old-fashioned, definitely kind of B&B level. So maybe the offering is a bit confused. Confused offerings, confused customers.
Upstairs feels more homely than hotel chic. I'm hoping the public rooms offer the kind of luxurious atmosphere guests coming here will expect.
It's the same slightly odd combination that I saw upstairs. It's part really grand country house and part your granny sitting room. It looks to me as if it was done up once really well, and then there's been slippage. That sofa is from a different era, and you can't really pretend that that is something you'd expect to find in a country house hotel anymore. There is so much potential here. It's just whether they want to exploit it, whether they have the energy or the enthusiasm, the desire in any way.
Still recovering from her fall, Val's resting, but I think we need a chat.
Hi, come in.
Hi, can I come in?
Sure, come in.
Thank you. Can I sit at your feet?
And there's one burning question on my mind.
Are you a B&B or are you a hotel? I'm confused.
Me too.
I think that's a big problem.
I think it's a big point. But what I found about Google is that if you put yourself up as B&B, then people are looking for something cheap and cheerful and...
Darling, that's such an old-fashioned idea.
Well, maybe.
I think one of the discussions we'll definitely have to take further is what exactly you are. Because I think the conflict between bed and breakfast and hotel is quite an interesting one. And what people expect from each is quite different.
I'm always surprised by how easily people fall into the trap of calling themselves a hotel when they're not. It's as if they look down their noses at B&Bs. It's just a matter of knowing what you are and then making sure you do it bloody well. But whatever Warwick Hall is, I struggle to even find it online. So I'm worried Val's also missing a trick that could improve occupancy at a stroke.
Do you do any indirect booking? Like, are you with any booking?
Expedia.
Right.
And I find them fine. They're very fair, they're very reasonable, they're easy to work with.
And do you get a lot of booking through them or not a lot?
So, no, I get a fair amount, but they take 15%.
But that's good. I mean, lots of booking engines take 30.
Well, that's too much. I'm not giving it away.
I understand Val's reluctance to pay commission, but if she wants more bookings, Warwick Hall needs to be on more booking sites. She does seem to have accepted things can't go on as they are, though.
There does come a time to decide whether you piss or get off the pot. And clearly she has come to that decision that it's time to take this seriously as a business. And that means making some fairly major changes around here.
This place really isn't living up to its full potential. And before tackling the big picture, I need Val to see how little details are also letting it down.
You know what, darling? I feel a bit about this house.
Yeah.
And I mean, I spent 2 minutes doing things like changing cushions around. And it makes such a difference to this bloody room because it's so old-fashioned, the way it's all put together. You know, and I want to make it look pretty again because it's so going to wait. I mean, honestly, I'm just looking.
Well, I agree.
I can't bear it.
Yeah. Well, that looks better already.
I know it does.
It does.
I know, but it wouldn't take much, darling. It really wouldn't take much.
Just some new sofas, and so basically what happens is that I, just don't have the energy to drive stuff anymore.
No, I know. So
and I need somebody else to drive it.
Well, I'm going to drive it while I'm here, and then I'm going to encourage you to get an amazing manager in, I think.
Quite right.
Because...
The simple truth is, if Val doesn't have the vim and vigour to do it herself, I really can't see how we can grow the business without a manager.
She's got to decide whether she's up to the challenge of taking this on herself or making sure that she hires someone who can take it on for her.
Dinner does little to change my mind. Guests who want evening food have to book a £35 a head 3-course set dinner before they arrive.
Oh, darling, I'm so sorry you're having to serve me.
Here's
Thank you.
Not a bit. Now, this is your health food for the day.
Yummy.
Yes.
Thank you, ma'am.
All your 5-a-days and everything else.
I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you. Okay.
With only a part-time chef to help, 3 nights a week cooking dinner falls to Val.
It's what I would call Mary Berry food, as opposed to a Chateau de Foie food.
But if she doesn't want to cook, with no other options on offer, guests have to eat elsewhere.
Lovely.
Hope you enjoy it.
I'm sure I will.
Nice to have you here.
Thanks, doll.
Oh, let me stand up straight. Better.
Expecting guests to book a full 3 courses in advance and only when it suits the hotel is an expensive and inconsistent approach to service.
I think this is really good food for a B&B that offers dinner. I do not think this is really good food for a hotel. And I think the sooner we make that distinction, the better.
But dinner has also confirmed another, bigger issue.
Val knows what the problem is, which is that she's just lost steam. You know, at 75, she's unlikely to re-find it. So I've got to find alternative methods for her to manage this place.
And after sleeping on it,
Good morning, everybody. Everybody sleep well? Yes, thank you. Good.
I'm even more convinced. It just feels as though Warwick Hall hasn't quite taken the leap from family home to business.
Now, Alex, my dear, what would you like for breakfast?
I'm going to go for... Can I have poached
You
eggs?
can have whatever you like. You're
Poached
grand.
eggs and...
Just one egg?
two and a sausage.
Sausage? Yeah, sausages are great.
Val's a charming hostess, but running a hospitality business also takes a professional level of service I think she's struggling to maintain on her own.
I wonder how she'd manage with a full house, with 9 couples in here. She's not particularly swift.
There we go. I've just got to go and
Sort out everyone.
let the Bratbys pay their bill.
OK,
I
thank
always
you.
let people pay their bill.
I know, very wise.
And checkout also confirms I'm not the only one aware of the disparity between the expectations Val's guests have and the service they receive.
Thank you. Well, I hope you had a very good visit.
Thank you.
Yeah, did you find it good value?
I can't honestly say that, but
Okay.
we enjoyed the stay.
You did?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's just too expensive, is that what you're saying?
I would say, yeah.
Well, we'll know that for next time.
Yes. Yeah, it's been very enjoyable.
Oh, yes.
It's nice and relaxing. A bit quirky.
It was like a cross between Downton Abbey and Fawlty Towers.
It has been an interesting stay, but in terms of value for money, I would be a little bit reserved over that.
There wasn't the management to support hotel guests.
Warwick Hall's confused identity is leaving guests disappointed. The sooner we clarify what this place is and get her some help running it, the better.
I find it so tough when I can see that it's the owners holding a place back from reaching its full potential, especially when age comes into the equation. This place needs some fresh blood and some new energy.
Val has built the business from nothing, but what she needs now is a manager with the enthusiasm and experience to help it grow.
The very first thing that we need to start trying to accomplish is finding you someone to run this place. And you're an enormous asset to this house. I'm not trying to stop you working here.
No.
I'm just think that you should be able to dip in and out of the bits you like best and let someone make sure that this runs very efficiently.
Yes. No, I think that's very fair. We do have the skills of running the big house. What we don't have are the skills of, running the business.
I am really happy to give you my hotel experience, but you need to do the legwork for me in a manner of speaking, in the sense of what kind of person you would like.
Before deciding what she expects from a manager, though, Val needs to tackle the confusion over what guests expect from her.
I think that calling yourselves a hotel is a misnomer. People expect services from hotels that they would not get here.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
I would love to send you off for a night somewhere local
Sure.
to show you what a B&B is like these days and what it is that you're competing with. They all fill their rooms very simply by belonging to a lot of internet sites, booking websites. So I would like to encourage you to look at what some of the most popular sites are, because they drive traffic to your door.
Over the years, Val's attention to detail and how the house is presented have slipped. So I want to send in my design team to give the tiled decor a smarter, more polished look, simply using what's already here.
The house feels like it needs a bit of a zhuzh.
It does. Yeah.
And I don't have lots of money to do it. I'm just going to sweep through and make sure rooms are as nice as they can be. You've got masses of furniture. It's not all in the right place.
Yes.
What I need to do is make sure that we're presenting you in a true light, that we're selling you to people who are going to appreciate you, and that I try and make sure that the organisational side is firmed up.
I want this business to become a real business, a viable business, one that will look after some, will stand on its own feet.
I really hope I've got here in time to help solve some of the problems.
I think she's given some very good advice so far.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to follow it up.
Yeah.
And when you come back, I hope you'll see the results.
They really are in quite a rut. And it's going to take a bit of shaking to get them out of it. But at least at the moment, they appear willing to give it a go.
In Cumbria, my advice to recruit a manager for Warwick Hall has gone down well with owner Val. But before hiring someone to help her manage the business...
Guard the castle.
Okay.
First, I need to help her manage guest expectations. And I'm hoping a visit to 5-star Lindith Fell in Windermere will challenge Val's outdated notion that B&B somehow means cheap and cheerful.
What a ravishingly beautiful place. Oh, it's spectacular. I'm really looking forward to going inside.
This place has exactly the blend of period charm and professional service Val needs to be aiming for.
Look at this. Oh, it's so pretty.
After being run for 30 years as a hotel, 3 years ago it was rebranded as a luxury bed and breakfast by owner Sheena.
That really is very, very pretty. Now, how many rooms do you have here?
14.
14.
Yes,
yeah,
yes, 12 doubles and 2
because
single.
we have 10, so we're a little bit smaller than you are.
Yes.
And do you mind if I ask what the occupancy is, or is that a commercial?
Well, in August, about 90%.
Well, that's wonderful. It's clear that Alex, by wanting us to come here and see what you're doing, I think she wanted me to come and see a business where attention to detail was paramount.
I think that, in fact, when we downscaled in a way to bed and breakfast, we were then able to put more attention to detail on everything we do, which I like. I like everything to be perfect.
Yeah, and it is.
She's not the only one who's impressed. Nick's been busy checking out the competition online too.
It's beautiful. It will look slightly different in winter when it's raining and misty, but it does here too. But we have a not too dissimilar outlook with the river in front of us and the hills in the far distance.
One feature of Sheena's website's given him an idea that could really help sell the charms of Warwick Hall.
No, it looks a very nice video, this. It must have been taken by a helicopter or, in fact, a drone. And it's a good idea, isn't it, for publicising it? I'm struck with it.
But it's clear what's really struck Val.
Nothing is there that hasn't got a purpose. And, what is there has been very carefully thought through in terms of why is it there. The presentation is much better than ours. And that's, ours isn't horrible, it isn't dreadful, but on the other hand, that really was very good.
I'm back in Cumbria to put the next stage of my plan into action.
Today really is a big day at Warwick Hall. I've managed to convince Val to take her first step into the murky waters of trying to find a manager.
Although she has lined up 2 highly qualified candidates to interview today, it hasn't been smooth sailing.
She's wobbled a bit about it over the course of the last couple of weeks. She wasn't sure that it was necessary. It just won't work without that person to drive new business forward, to make sure that guests are getting what they expect, and to make the changes necessary too.
When I arrive, it's immediately obvious something's changed.
There's a bit of a hubbub in the dining room. They've obviously got some guests in. Have a quick look. That's very encouraging. The Polizzi effect is working already. This is positive. I'm going to go and find Val.
It seems there's one simple reason why it feels busier. It is. Val may have had doubts about a manager, but she's fully embraced my advice to join more internet booking sites.
I mean, I probably have had 40 bookings since I saw you.
Oh, well, I'm really pleased.
Yeah,
have you considered the bed and breakfast hotel
I
debate?
Absolutely did. I did have all the hotel references taken off the website.
Good. Oh, good, I'm glad.
Yeah.
So that's a step.
That was good advice.
Good.
Yeah.
And then I hear you've had a bit of a wobble about the manager.
It's not a wobble, it's an evolution. When we started our conversation, it was, I have an occupancy problem. Well, fixed. You know, you did that. Okay.
It's great that she already has more guests, but I'm worried that without a manager to help maintain consistently good service, it won't last.
It's important that you recognise that although you've been managing fine and everything's been great, that possibly the
past.
Yeah, but also how customers see the product isn't possibly the way that you see it yourself.
I hope meeting the candidates will convince her once and for all. Stefano and Claire have worked for some of the biggest names in the hotel business. Their management credentials are a given. So, are either of them the right person to help a smaller niche operation like this grow?
This is a hands-on role. This isn't just going to be sitting in the office kind of checking revenue rates. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why are you interested in moving from a more conventional, commercial, corporate market to this kind of private house market?
With commercial properties, you have to stick by their rules. You can't really put your stamp on it and make a mark, and to be a bit more personalised with the guests and things. That you have to be a certain way, and that's the only way you can be.
Yes, you do.
Are you able to do most of the things that may be necessary in a small hotel, which is basically anything that comes up here?
I've never been afraid of hard work. I think work is afraid of me. I always say that because I never been scared of any task.
Working so closely with the owners who live on site, is that something you welcome, or is that something that makes you nervous?
No, actually I think it's quite welcome because there is 2 eyes, 4 or 6 eyes are better than 2.
It would allow us to have a 24/7 coverage.
Absolutely, yes.
Which is very important to us.
I think it'd be a brilliant challenge. I'd like to see the place grow. So,
Thank you.
yeah, to begin with, though, I assume we'd be working really closely together and building it up, and then you can take a step back eventually. So,
Yeah, well, I really like your energy level. I think that's great.
Thank you.
So nice
Thank
to
you
meet
very much.
Stefano.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Brilliant,
And
that's
thank
great.
you so much for coming.
There's a strong candidate.
I agree.
Very good, all of
And so
them.
really what we're choosing is what job is most important to get done.
There will also be that personality thing that comes in. And I think, who you think suits the house. And those are all things that you really need to consider.
Warwick Hall has so much potential, but Val and Nick need to turn that promise into a professionally run, profitable business if they want to carry on living here. Claire or Stefano could help them achieve that.
I honestly think that Val and Nick were so lucky to have such amazing candidates, each with a lot to offer. And I definitely have my preferred candidate. But on the other hand, I'm not the one who runs this place. I'm glad it's not me who has to make the decision.
While they mull things over, there's another problem I want to get my teeth into. Val's inconsistent approach to providing dinner.
So when I had dinner, it was perfectly nice. In fact, it was delicious. But I do think that we need to find ways of expanding the repertoire in a way that is not onerous for whoever's here in the evening.
Yeah.
So customers can have something, even if there isn't a chef in. And so I've come up with a kind of modern clever way of making sure that you always have something to offer. Is that okay with
That'd
you?
be grand. I'll look forward to it.
Good.
A service station on the M6 isn't an obvious place to discuss good food. But with an award-winning cafe and farm shop, T-Base Services isn't your average motorway pit stop.
I mean, you know why I brought you here, which is it's got amazing local produce.
It does, yeah.
And I think one way that we could get around doing food is by offering some really fantastic local produce, which you could then also package up if someone wanted a picnic or a hamper for fishing or something like that. A plate of cold meat, a plate of cheese. Even on nights when you don't want to cook, you can offer something.
I mean, like the people who were disappointed when I said we're not cooking tonight, they wanted a 3-course dinner.
I don't think it would do away with it. I'm talking about being a little bit more, again,
flexible.
Platters of high-quality local produce are an easy-to-manage option when Val doesn't have a chef, and a more casual, less expensive choice that will also appeal to guests coming to a B&B, even on the night she does.
I just think some of these things that you might not choose to make at home are ready-made solutions which you might make money on. I mean, not your £35 a head.
Yeah.
But again, I think lots of people are probably not interested in spending £35 a head.
That's right.
But might well spend 15 quid a head for a ploughman's.
A tasty bite.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We've achieved so much already, but with Val and Nick's future at Warwick Hall dependent on making the business more profitable, it'll be worth nothing if people don't know it's there.
We've talked about the food, we've talked about the management, we've talked about the booking scenario.
Yes.
So I think the big challenge now is what we do to try and promote Warwick Hall. I've decided to suggest some kind of press junket. Because you've got a really nice offering. Yeah. I'm hoping by then you will have at least decided on who your manager will be.
Okay.
The challenge will be to show off your rooms, offer people a bit of hospitality, show them, that your passion for the place is undimmed. It could blow up in our faces because we need to do it well. Yeah. And I think this is the chance to show that it is that it isn't just your family home that is now a B&B, that it's actually a thriving concern, which has legs going into the future.
Okay.
Now, I can use my little black book to get the press there, but I have to trust Val to deliver a professional experience they can write home about.
She's nobody's fool. I think she understands that momentum is key, but there are risks inherent to having journalists there. They are well trained to pick out the flaws in any scenario.
I'm back in Cumbria and it's a hive of activity. It's been 2 weeks since I set owner Val the challenge of hosting a press day.
I'm making a bannock. Everybody should know about these bannocks. It keeps your digestion in perfect order.
To promote Warwick Hall's new identity as an upmarket B&B.
I'm hoping that today is about celebrating all the changes that have been made and a new chapter in the life of Warwick Hall.
And there's been one major change since I've been away.
Hello.
Hello.
How lovely to see you here.
Hi.
You got the job.
I did, yes.
Yay!
Yes.
I'm really pleased.
Thank you. Yes, yeah.
It's great news. Claire's enthusiasm and experience are exactly what Val needs.
Are you excited?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I've got so many things that I want to do and implement here and help Val along. So, yeah, can't wait.
So I haven't seen Val yet. Do you know where she is?
Yes, she's just along in the kitchen. Follow me.
Thank you.
I'm so glad Val's bitten the bullet and taken my advice to hire a manager.
Here she is.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, so glad to see you. Yes, I did. Good. So you've been busy?
Busier than a bird dog.
No.
Busier than a bird dog.
I love it.
If you've ever watched a spaniel go. And it was the suggestion that I had to go on the booking channels.
And there's another positive change Val can't wait to show me.
You will be so impressed. I've been so impressed.
When I first came, the sitting room felt more granny chic than grand country house. But the crash course in design I gave Val has really paid off.
Ooh, this does look very, very...
Isn't it nice?
very nice indeed, darling. What a difference.
Really delighted with it.
By simply rearranging the furniture, updating the sofas and adding new cushions, she's turned it back into the truly elegant space it should be.
It looks really fresh and clean and lovely.
Thank you.
And that
so
horrible
pleased.
green sofa.
I know. Do you know what I got for the green sofa at the auction?
No, tell me.
£3.
No!
I haven't been resting on my laurels either. My design team's been hard at work upstairs too. An old-fashioned room let down by tired furniture has been transformed by simply swapping a sofa with another room and adding cushions in contrasting colours, giving the period wallpaper a modern edge. And what was a dark, uninspiring bedroom is now a bold, bright luxury retreat, thanks to new lighting and contemporary fabrics. At last, Warwick Hall is living up to its potential.
It feels to me like, I don't know, maybe this is a facile thing to say, but between this pretty sitting room and Claire and then the revived bedrooms, I kind of feel like there's a bit new
hallelujah.
Vigor.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
But with their long-term future here dependent on generating more income, the pressure's on Val and Nick to sell it to the world.
Do come in.
I've invited an array of influential guests for a tour of the new and improved Warwick Hall. From the marketing manager of one of the UK's leading luxury accommodation websites to travel and lifestyle writers who could recommend it to thousands of readers. But only if we show them that beneath the quirky charm is an efficient, expertly run operation.
Well, thank you all so much for coming. We really appreciate it. You know, this is a journey that we've been on with Alex, and one of the things she wanted to help us to do was to find a nice, young, strong manager. Some of you may know Claire because she's got good experience in the Carlisle hotel scene, and so we feel very happy and pleased that she's decided to come and join us and lending all her expertise to us.
Highlighting Claire's credentials is a great start, and Nick lends a suitably professional feel to proceedings too.
We're going to have a promo here of the...
By drone.
The garden and the grounds. Fire.
Inspired by Lindith Fell, the specially commissioned film is an impressive touch.
Okay, let's have the lights on, please, and then do come into the sitting room.
There we go. Our guests like to come and sit and have a drink before dinner.
This is one of the rooms that Val has given a refresh to.
Yes.
And isn't it pretty?
And haven't they done a lovely job?
As usual, Val's having no trouble turning on the charm.
We have a nice honour bar, and if somebody needs a gin that badly that they can't be honourable, we do have one guest who has that problem.
To great effect.
You know, I'm not his mother.
Val's someone that it's very hard not to warm to.
But this room is great for getting women pregnant.
And actually, you know, her love for this place just really does shine from her.
I hope that it looks good to you too.
Yeah. She has certainly done the best she can for Warwick Hall. I think journalists are going to see the honesty and how genuine she is and appreciate her for that.
As content manager for a luxury travel site with over 5 million hits last year, a good review from one guest could send bookings through the roof.
To be on our website means that you are very good quality. We will not just have anybody. You have to tick a lot of boxes.
So far, the new look bedrooms seem to be getting a big tick from everyone.
I love the pink in here.
Yeah. Isn't this pretty? Is this the smallest room in the house?
This is the smallest room in the house, but it has a very good bathroom.
But it's not that bad.
It has a very, very good bathroom. It's also the cheapest room.
But to give them the full Warwick Hall experience, I've also asked Val and Claire to promote the new, more casual food offering.
We want you to see the kind of food that Alex has suggested that we think about. Please do come and help yourself.
Some gorgeous cheeses as well, if I remember what there is. This one's got nettles in it.
Oh,
yes.
It is tricky as a B&B, isn't it? Because, you know, you technically are bed and breakfast, but people do want something when they arrive dark and hungry from school. And
definitely.
I think so.
The locally sourced produce is a big hit, but what about everything else?
It seems like it would be a lovely place to stay. The rooms that we've seen that have been done out, the views, it's got everything you need really. It's just absolutely beautiful.
I hope you'll be able to find some way of shoehorning Warwick Hall into some article or other sooner or later.
I think we'll be able to do that.
Positive press would bring attention to a whole new market. And if Val's done enough to impress Francis, it could put it firmly on the luxury tourism map.
I represent britain'sfinest.co.uk, and we're a website that only feature high-end luxury bespoke B&Bs, hotels, self-catering, that kind of thing. And we'd very much like to give you this, which you can put on the front of your property. You should hopefully get quite a few more bookings.
Thank you for this. Because, you know, really, you work hard and you think, am I getting anything right?
Well, no, you really are. It's such a lovely place. Just be yourselves and do what you're doing, 'cause it's perfect.
I've been so impressed with Val's willingness to accept my advice, and now it really feels that it's paid off.
So I thought today went as well as it could possibly have
I
gone.
thought it was such a success.
I feel really encouraged.
Yeah, we do. It's quite apart from anything else, Alex. I mean, just the bookings are up so much.
I know.
It's kind of fun to open your email and go, ooh,
another one. I said it from the beginning. You two are such charming hosts.
Oh, sure.
You genuinely welcome people in, and you really care about them having a nice time, and that is the essence of hospitality.
Oh, thank you.
And it's been great fun for me to work with you. Thank you so much.
And we thank you.
I feel really cheerful. This has been such a great experience. The whole time at Warwick Hall has been pleasurable. What I've done is show them a way to improve how successful it is, to improve its reach, to ensure that more people come and stay here. They've got a great property, and hopefully Claire will provide them with that little bit of energy and oomph that is all Warwick Hall requires. I really hope so, and I believe so, actually.